morning, everybody. Today is October 15, 2024. And yesterday, as I mentioned, we had a bullish imbalance. The target was 58.97. We got there, we stalled for a little bit. It looked like we were gonna balance around here. We had a little bit of a pullback. At the same time, NQ was pulling back pretty hard. At that time, tested the lows. It looked like we were gonna try to fill the gap. Excuse me. Excuse me. And then we broke above this area. We left a spike. We never were able to close the gap, to fill the gap. And then we had a P-shaped profile, and now we have another bullish imbalance that with a target at 59.45. If you remember, the range extension target that I had was here at 59.32.75. We're not there yet, but we're making our way to there. We left some poor structure though, so it might take a little bit to resolve, but what I'm thinking is that we're gonna take this targets and then start putting in a range in this area. That's what should happen. That's what I want to see happening. It could be that we first, that we attempt to move higher and we have an extension of this range and establish balance a little higher and test the 6,000. That's a very psychological number. So that's a possibility too. So for today, what I'm gonna be looking at is how we treat yesterday's value and yesterday's spike. We're opening inside the range, inside value, and as long as we get above yesterday's value and we get above yesterday's high, then I'm looking for that target that I mentioned at 59.32, and then possibly higher into this other target to repair the imbalance. If we start trading in the spike, that is more bearish, and then that it's gonna attract some sellers that want to see a gap fill and then move back down to this untested point of control at 58.60. But I'm not very interested in shorts, more interested in catching bounces in this market until I see that sellers start taking control. NQ, like I said yesterday, it looked like it was gonna close the gap, but it didn't. And if you look at this profile, this is not a P-shaped profile. There's a little bit of a bullish imbalance, but it's more balanced than the ES. But we still have some an unfilled gap. We have some support here at the top of the previous range below. And like I said yesterday, if we keep moving higher on NQ, I'm looking for 20,860 as the target. And we still have all-time high spending up here, 21,216. If we fill the gap, then I'll look for 20,440. This is the area that we should come back to if sellers start pressing. Crude oil had a nice drop yesterday. There was some OPEC statements, but there's also election pressure, and big interest don't want oil price is too high before election. So you know, I don't know the reason behind it, but we had a nice drop. I had mentioned yesterday that if we lose this 50 moving average, that we're gonna come back into this area, and that's what we did. So now I'm looking for this resistance at 72.60 something, 72.60, and then support here at the 69.60 area, 69.20 to 69.60, and then, you know, trade in this range. If we lose the 69.20, I'll be looking for 68.35-ish right here, this high volume node. And then again, if we get back above the 50 moving average, the target becomes 74.38. And last but not least, gold, which is still trading in that range. It managed to shift the point of control down a little bit, but you know, it's not really, doesn't really mean much in this, you know, in this area, in this range, because we're still very clearly defined area that we're accepting prices at, and as long as we hold 2650, this, we're gonna trade here. Below that, then it gets a little more iffy, and we could come back into this area 2632. Let's see, what else do we have today? We have not much. We have some New York Fed inflation expectations and some Fed speaking at 11:30. Some auctions, more Fed speaking at 1 p.m. and then still earnings tomorrow morning, and jobless claims the day after. So I think we're gonna eventually start accepting prices up here and try to establish a range, you know, within this area before, I think, before heading to 6,000. That's my opinion. But SPX is very close to it, so maybe that's where we are heading today, between today and tomorrow. All right, that's it.